chapter 8 of Salvatore, and this chapter is about the growth and development with international trade. Okay, how to achieve growth and development with international trade. And there is a difference between growth and development. Okay, so economic growth is the expansion of nation's ability to produce more goods and services over time. So if you are producing more output, then we say there is economic growth. So if your GDP is increasing, then we say there is a growth in the economy. That's why we focus on the growth rate of GDP. Okay, and then we say that economy is growing. Okay, and this is represented by outward shift of the production possibility frontier. So if there is outward shift of production possibility frontier, this means nation has produced more output. So, but sometime there is a rotation of the production possibility frontier on x-axis or y-axis. In that case also, there is increase in output produce. It will be considered as growth, and sometimes there is shift. Okay, so if there is a rotation on production possibility frontier, then we say there is only increase in the production of one commodity. But if there is a shift of the production possibility frontier outward, so it means there is increase in the production of both commodities, and again there is a growth. And sometime there is a disaster or earthquake or some flood or drought, so there could be a decrease in output. Okay, and in that case your production possibility frontier will shift inward. Okay, so that is a negative growth. Then we have economic development. So economic development means improvement in quality of life or the increase in the standard of living. So if there is improvement in your quality of life or the standard of living, then we say there is economic development. And also if there is a change in the structure of the economy, structural change, then we say there is development. So both are important, because they support. Okay, so they are same or not? No, they are not same. Okay, but they support each other. The growth is typically seems to encourage development by providing the ability to satisfy more materials need. Okay, so if there is economic growth, then it means then people have access to education, medical care and shelter and all these things. So then it will bring improvement in the quality of life or improvement in the standard of living. So that's why growth basically promote economic development. And this is the demonstration of growth. So growth occurs through an expansion or improvement in factors of production. So if we have more factors of production, suppose if we have more labor, more capital, then we are able to produce more output. In that case, your production possibility frontier will shift outward. And this type of growth is the balanced growth. Okay, so balanced growth arises when the factors of production change so that the ability to produce goods is not skewed in favor of any one good. Okay, in this case, you can see that there is increase in the production of both goods. So this is a balanced growth. Now, this growth can occur if there is expansion in the factors of production. Suppose there is increase in capital, increase in labor, and suppose this is capital intensive good, this is labor intensive good, then you would be able to produce more of both goods. And sometimes, you know, even if there is no expansion of the factor production, if there is improvement in factors of production, improvement means there is a increase in the productivity of labor or increase in the productivity of capital. So in that case, the amount of labor and capital is same, but still we are able to produce more output if there is increase in the productivity of labor or capital. So just like if there is improvement in technology, so if there is improvement in technical knowledge, okay, it means there is improvement in technology, then we are able to produce more output with the same factors of production. Okay, then look at this. This is unbalanced growth. Okay, and this arises when the factors of production change so that the ability to produce one commodity is enhanced more than the ability to produce the other commodity. In this case, we are able to produce more of X compared to Y. Now, suppose if this is a labor intensive good, so if labor increases, so we are able to produce more labor intensive good compared to the capital intensive good. Okay, so this is the unbalanced growth. Okay, this is ours. Okay, so sometime, you know, I will show you if this is. Here. Now in this case, we have the ability to produce more of Y than X. Okay, this is also unbalanced growth. Okay, and this is balanced growth. This is unbalanced growth. Here we are able to produce more of X than Y. So in this case, maybe the increase in or the improvement in the factor production, one factor production is more compared to another factor production. So in this case, we have unbalanced growth. So international trade, we saw it will allow each trading nation to consume beyond its domestic ability to produce. We saw in our last semester that if there is international trade, the nation is able to consume a commodity bundle which is outside production possibility frontier. Okay, so if you suppose specialize in the production of the commodity in which you have comparative advantage, then if there is a trade based on comparative advantage, then it is possible to consume a commodity bundle which is outside production possibility frontier, and then there is an increase in the welfare of that nation, and this is called the static gain from international trade. Okay, but we also have dynamic gains. Okay, so international trade offers, you know, potential dynamic gains. So that is, this is the dynamic gain that we have ability to produce more output. Okay, and this will also allow to exploit the economies of scale, because when there is trade and you will specialize in the production of a commodity, and then there is a possibility to acquire economies of scale. In that case, your average total cost will decrease when you are producing more output. So this is another dynamic gain, and this is also that it will allow freer transmission of ideas internationally, and then it will result a more rapid domestic technological change. Okay, and this is explored by endogenous growth theories. Okay, we have exogenous growth theories where technology is exogenous. Okay, then we have endogenous growth theories where technology is endogenous in the production function. Okay, then we have other uh, dynamic gains. This is will stimulate the flow of financial capital that may enhance our economic growth. Okay, and then will exposes the domestic economy to new commodities if there is international trade, and will generate demand, and then it will also increase our growth. Okay, and this is also potential dynamic gain that it will constrain domestic monopoly power. Okay, and this reduces the needs for domestic antitrust activities and spur greater economic growth. Okay, so next are the issues in trade and development, and these issues, terms of trade effect and emerging growth and export instability and import substitution versus export promotion policies. This we will discuss in our next class. So I will stop here.